Hello.
I got a couple of goals for today. My marketing guy wants an updated build, so there's something I want to put in there. Where the appeal of replaying the level comes from, which is like the scoreboard end screen bit, so I want to spend a bunch of time working on that today. I'm going to heavily reference the Crash Bandicoot score screen. This. I want to copy this sort of thing, where I have the character off to the side, there's going to be statistics on what you collected and what you did. It's going to be a little bit different for me, because the way I score is different, but it'll give you an idea of what you managed to achieve in the level. So I want this when you complete the level, instead of at the moment it just instant resets. I think there is going to be a hidden item thing as well. I kind of want to do a lore thing. I think I know what my hidden item's going to be. It's going to be the Gargoyles notebooks, because I'm going to do lore stuff with the notebooks. Or at least that's my idea for it, because everyone loves weird bits of lore. This is the best reference, because I think I could also do some fun stuff with animating Nosha to the side if he did a little animation based on the reward you'd got. So let's say the person got 16 seconds, because first level I think you can complete it in under 20 seconds if you really gun it. We've got the time, we've got berries. My thought was badges, so there's like a speed run one. There's like speed nosh, so like speed badge, berry badge, and there's also a special one for finding the hidden notes. So that's like 4 different badges. Nosh is to the side here, really basic nosh. Maybe there's a mini badge that isn't a real badge, that's like a par one. I'm going to put a picture of a golf club, because that's the only thing I think of when I think par. So par flashes up. Maybe he does a little golf swing animation where he swings like a jelly bat. If he gets speeder, he does like, he gets his hand and goes wow with his hand, like he's pretending a plane's flying by. Why does Nosha know about planes? Who cares? It's a video game. I had this whole idea of berries being converted into gems. I think the other thing this animation will probably do is it'll be him creating the gems. There might be 3 stages of the berry badge, because I think just having 100% is kind of mean. You want to reward people who are like sort of trying, so like the par badge is a mini badge, so you completed it under par. That's cool. There could be like a smaller 50% berry badge, and each one gets converted into a gem. I need to really knock down what these badges are. I like the speed one. The speed one's fine. The other one is like par and speed, so if you're under par and you get 100%, this is like the hardest to get badge. I will say one of the things that's probably going to happen, I'd say with the secret, it might be viable in some levels, but it doesn't necessarily have to be viable in all levels that you can get the 100% run and do the secret at the same time. So we have these categories. So collections, secret is the notebook. There could be other secrets in some levels. There's no reason for that not to be. So bronze, completionist. So bronze would be you basically just make it. You get your 100%, you get under par, but you probably got hit a bunch, so you lost your multipliers, or you lost your multipliers because you didn't take the perfect berry route. And then silver, gold, and platinum will be how much better you did on score from then. So there's a reward for collecting a reasonable amount of them, a reward for collecting most of the berries, and then a 100% reward, which gives 3 here. So then a standard level would have 10, which is a good amount. That's a good round number to work with. So 100% or par, 100% and par, 100% par and high score, which makes sense because you're not really going to get a high score without getting 100% and par at least, because par gives score. Any time under par gives you bonus points based on how much extra time under par you were, because what I can do is actually I can have a score scroll going in. So while these are ticking through, we could actually have it going into score, how much extra score you got because of it. So par and speed run, 2, 3, 1, 4 I think are the important ones, and then like a thing to show that there's 4 trophies to earn. So I could have like a bar at the bottom that's filling. So if I go through score, let's say this part goes through and they've got par. If I had a bar here that had like the colors bronze, silver, gold, and plat, if par went through and they'd got it, so I'd show they got the par badge, and then this would like light up being like, okay, they got the bronze. Then it can go through the collection. If collection gets to 100%, the second part can light up. Then they have the notebook, and then they can have the score go up, and then if the score gets to a certain point, it gets here, which probably means I should say how often you got hit and died as well, so that they have an idea that actually this bit didn't tick up because they got hit and died. So let's start doing this on the actual design then, because if I get this all designed, then what I can do is I can make this as a flat UI in Unity and then start programming all the bits to do all the flashes and the pings and the bings and the bangs and the booms and all the funky stuff. I don't want to cover this guy too much because of course I'm going to have him animating, but I can also have the animations go over the UI a bit, as long as they're readable after he finishes animating. And I'll figure out how to make him look visually as I go along. So what it will have is it will have your current score and high score, which at the start will default to the amount you need for gold, but with those high scores, what I'll be doing is I'll be purposely losing some score as well by getting hit, or just minusing the amount I think I'd have lost if I got hit. I'll probably get quite good at knowing how much score will count for a level. But then what I can have is once you've done a level before, the high score can instead show your previous high score, so you can try and beat your record just as a fun thing. You can have a symbol, you could have maybe like a symbol that lights up here in the gold color if you are over the gold score. So even if that is now displaying your personal best, you'll know you've got over gold at least because that'll light up. And then I'll have like 2 badges. One will have like a picture of a golf club in, and one will have like a speeding nosh in. I actually kind of like the idea of having the badges have little pictures in that represent what they mean. Berries, number out of number. 3 badges here, which I could just have as a berry, 2 berries, and then 3 berries. Secret. I'm gonna call them Lost Notes for now, because I think that's a good name for them. And then have like a larger size badge with a picture of the note page on. I don't think there really is a friendlier way to say deaths. So, and then 2 badges for that. One of them being for not dying, so you only got hit. And one of them being that you didn't die or get hit at all. Once the time goes and it goes ding ding, what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a number appear. This is for reference to the show extra score, just to show the player that they're getting an extra bonus for being under par. What I'll do is I'll have a bit of text flash up that will say something like under par bonus, and it'll just have a number that kind of flies towards score and then adds to score. Here's a weird one. What if I do a representation of Old Bible Angel, and then for the no hits at all, it's a 6-winged one? It's a bit obscure, but also you can kind of guess what the things are representing because of what they're next to, because it's aligned with that. You're like, oh, it's a angel wing because protection of God, and why Nosha would have that when he's a little monster. Who cares? Video games. Right, I'm tempted to move these down here because I kind of like the idea that they appear in an order, and that lets me have it like in a place there. I could have it so a representation of the trophy I'm going to get is appearing here. Let's say as this is scoring through, because I want to think about a satisfying animation that goes throughout all this. So par would put a bronze trophy up, so really goofy looking trophy, I know. And then this would go up depending on how far this is glowing, this would change too. And then once it counts through and does the score and the trophy comes up, the trophy could disappear from here and then fall from the sky here for Nosha to catch. And then he holds up the trophies, guys. Yeah, I got this one. Wow. What I'm thinking is, do I need something that says a count of how many of the things you've done? I think this is a good base working point. I think this works at the moment. Instead of writing high score, like what if I just had like a crosshair thing like this? So like target score. And then of course a target score would become your last high score because beating your high score is a target. Yeah, because then you could still have personal best display if it didn't beat the high score. Having it as separates is good because that means you can still see how close you got to high score last time you played. So maybe if a player is looking at badges and they're like, oh, I actually got pretty close to getting high score because my personal best is right next to it. Pretty much decided on the visual design of it, so I'm gonna save this. There's adjustments to be made, but I think in general that's pretty good. What I'm thinking in terms of environment for the scene is I'm thinking of using the island I made and having it so the place where Nosha gets rewarded reflects the zone he's in. If he's busy doing forest graveyard, he's on a little platform that's grassy and maybe has a tree and a tombstone in the background. I'm going to use this as my podium for now because it's nice and simple. That's what our screen is looking like. Funnily enough, this is running. This is it in real time. It's just there's no animation yet, so it doesn't look like anything's happening. I'd say the angle on Nosha's a bit intimidating. Might want to have it so the camera's above and looking down a bit. So this is a general idea of what the score screen's going to look like. And the good thing about doing it in the UI boxes like this is it does it kind of like HTML script, so it should automatically resize to different aspect ratios. I want these as separate objects because I'm going to have them pop in as each one ticks through, because I want a sound effect like a bing, 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 bing as they all appear and go through. One thing I might want to do is I might want to have a panel thing that's sitting behind this and this to make it so the background doesn't make it harder to read, because the background is reasonably noisy. So that's just to add some readability to the whole thing. Remembering this at the moment is just me creating a base version. Like, this isn't how it's gonna look final. What I may end up doing for the final version is actually making a bunch of the UI elements 3D, just so I can have like little bits of movement and stuff on them, just to really sell them. So have like stuff fly in, pop and bang, all sorts of nuts. The more like flair you can put on your end trophy screen, the better, to be honest. So general layout's looking like this now. So 2 badges for time, 3 badges for berries, berry badge. Lost Note badge can go in the middle here. Stick that badge kind of central, CV, and then 2 badges down here. It almost looks like it's supposed to be the shape of something, but it's not. So those will fill in with the picture of the badge you got as it goes through. That looks more like it. See, now it's transparent. It doesn't look like it's there. It looks like something should be there. Okay, back to what I was supposed to be doing, which was programming the gosh dang thing. So now, when I run it, I think I just get bronze. Yeah, so there I go. I got bronze because I got par, but I didn't get all the berries. So that should go up to silver if I get all the berries. Yeah, there we go. And then if the high score target's beaten, so let's say I actually got like 8,700 or something nuts, I should now get gold. However, what if I got that score target but didn't get all the berries? What if I missed one? Score silver, because I missed one of the berries. And there we have it. While it is not passing data yet, it's not using the level itself yet, what I can now do is I can use the game manager, which is persistent across scenes. When you move scene with the game manager, what it does is it checks for an instance of itself and then overwrites that instance to keep it persistent across scenes. I can use the game manager to keep the data of how well I did in the level I just played. It brings it across into this scene, gives that data to the score sheet. The score sheet then passes that data through this and then tells you what badges and stuff you got based on that level. That was really good progress. Good stuff done today. Pretty happy with how it's looking. There's still definitely some placeholders. These badges are going to have separate images soon enough, which is something I will work on. The main thing I'm working on at the moment is making it function, because that's way more important than it looking good. Is it actually working in the first place? Things can look as good as they like. If they don't work, no one's going to see them. Good stuff. The game is making progress. I'm happy with that. That was a good bit of design and work today.